Welcome to World News with the lovely Andrea, Lilac Lantern, and me. I got my name down up there. That's good. All right. So World News is where we take a look at other things besides U.S. politics, and just try to take a look at something that's different than just mainstream, what we're being bombarded with all the time. So since it was April Fool's, let's start off with some April Fool's stuff.
That sounds about right.
True or false? Sarah Palin is going to be running for U.S. Congress. Sarah Palin was the governor of Alaska. She was the running mate for, I just lost his name, against Barack Obama. Oh my gosh.
I can see him, and now you mean
Arizona Senator.
His daughter's on The View. His daughter was on The View, right?
Yes.
Why can't we
McCain, John McCain.
Oh, thank
John
God.
McCain.
Why
April Fools. I knew it all along.
And I'm just a fool. I'm Canadian, no. So there I get a break.
You do, absolutely. So, true or false? She is going to be running for U.S. Congress.
It sounds right. It sounds true. It just sounds crazy. So true.
I think it is true.
Is it?
I didn't really want to read the whole article, but the headline said that, in a paragraph in, said that it was true. So, and she will fit right in with all the other.
There you go.
Big mouths. All right. True or false? Scientists say they have completed the first full and seamless catalog of genetic instructions for humans.
What does genetic instructions mean? Does that mean they figured out
DNA?
So they figured out our whole DNA sequence?
That's kind of what they're saying.
I'm going to say false.
I think it is false.
Why is it false?
I think they were playing an April Fool's joke on us, trying to use great big words to make us think something that is actually not true. So 20 years ago, I remember them coming up with a DNA discovery that people were going, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so crazy. But it turns out that it was only a small section of the DNA chain. And where is it? I did have something written down here about this.
So they figured out part of it about 20 years ago.
Correct. And it included most of the regions of that code, but that left out 2 million bases, which I think are the ladders of the DNA. So it was missing a whole bunch of it. Now they got a whole strand, so they say. However, it still says that there's roughly 3 billion ladders of DNA code or something, and they're still missing 10 million. So they don't have the whole thing. They're still missing some. But we're going to read on what are they going to find out in that missing DNA. But we still have to finish April Fool's.
Okay.
This goes back to Trump. So sorry, people, you can do this if you don't want to listen to it. Joe Biden said that he was going to be releasing oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. That could impact the whole world. President Trump, ex-President Trump, said that when he got in office, that reserve was empty and he filled it up. True or false?
It sounds like something he would say to make him sound good. So false?
False.
He didn't do
False.
that?
It is. No, it
No.
was already had 700 million
Gallons
barrels or
yeah.
yeah,
So he's taking credit for something that was already there.
right. The other thing he's taking credit for is his hole in one, but we're not going to go there. He's also claiming that he told Canada to create a maple syrup reserve, and they did. True or false?
First of all,
You're Canadian.
Yeah, nobody's telling me what to do. Nobody's telling Canada what to do. Did he ask us to make a maple? No, because he wouldn't want us to have something.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez.
Well, he just doesn't seem like he'd want Canada to have something yummy and in barrels.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this Canadian
Is it false
global
or true?
strategic. It's false.
Okay.
Canada has their own global strategic maple syrup reserve.
You're darn right we do.
You're darn right. It's
Eh?
built up by Quebec's maple producers, and they're required, it's a tax, to donate a portion of their product to the reserve every year. So last year, the reserve was stocked with, here's a question for you, Canadian. How many barrels of maple syrup did the Canadian Reserve have last year? And I'm going to give you a wide latitude. You can go.
Barrels of 10,000?
Okay, you are correct because I'm giving you a very wide latitude.
Thank you. So what's the real answer?
80,000.
Wow.
80,000 barrels, which is
That's a lot of maple syrup.
that's a lot of maple syrup. Each barrel contains 45 gallons of syrup.
Do you know that I've made maple syrup before?
Really?
My grandfather had a maple syrup farm. So that's really a forest versus a farm, but we called it a maple
Right.
syrup farm. And
Yeah.
tapping the trees, put in the bucket, then come back, you collect the bucket, you boil the shed where they boil it down, then back to grandma and grandpa's house, and my grandmother would filter it. I think she pasteurized it. And it was the best maple syrup ever. Oh, I can taste it right now. And that's my little story about being Canadian.
It's better than women, but you know, we have a lot of corn here in the US and we make corn syrup. Are you telling me maple syrup is better than Cairo syrup?
I've had corn syrup, believe it or not. And I mean, I have to say that my grandparents' maple syrup was the best than anything. So I have to say that. Yes, definitely. And truly better. Yes.
And truly.
You know what's the best? At the farm in the snowfall, you grab a handful of fresh snow and you would take the hot maple syrup and pour some on top and you would eat it at the farm. You're smelling the fire, the forest, and the creek is going by, and you're eating a literal snow cone from nature. That's
and you have just disproven the fact. Don't eat the yellow snow.
It's more of a caramel color snow.
I probably should put some timestamps on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maple syrup, first 10 minutes.
All right. Yeah, 10 minutes. I don't even know how long we've gone. What time is it? Oh, we've been yakking for a
Yeah, but
long
we
time.
talked
All right.
we talked for like over 40 minutes behind the scenes, and then we're like, should we start recording?
Okay. All right. So April Fools and yellow snow.
Nice one.
And corn syrup really is sucky.
I remember having
No
corn
offense to
syrup
the
on
corn.
toast as a kid. And you're not even supposed to eat corn syrup, are you?
No, it's bad for you.
We had it on
Corn
toast
fruit
as kids.
toast.
Jeez. Times have changed.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's pull some cards because we do read tarot.
Oh, that's right. We are psychics.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start off with the top one. And I don't like reading on Ukraine so much just because I have a hard time watching the news. It's just brutal. So we always want to send them love and light out and protection to Ukraine. And they're fighting so hard. Here's my question. There are reported wins, whatever that means, because it's such a loss, with Ukraine taking back some of their regions. They went and hit a Russian fuel depot and it started burning. So my question is that going to piss Russia off even more? And are they going to increase their attacks on Ukraine?
Good question. Oh dear, let's see.
Okay. Russia and Ukraine. And they are. Wow. Wow.
What do you see?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I don't see that it's going to do it like it. I don't think there's going to be a big more a bigger escalation. That Russia is at a crossroads, and it's being challenged by, I think, their loss of money with the Queen of Pentacles. There could be some more fighting just because of this. However, the Justice and the King of Cups card is at the top and in the potential near future. So to me, this is my Joe Biden card. I think what is going to happen is Russia is looking at the harsh reality of what's going on and what they are actually losing. And they're going to be tempered a little bit. I don't see it as a big, a big push to go, oh, now you really upset us. Now we're really going to slap you down. I don't see that.
I didn't see that either.
Let's hope.
I see, I'm getting goosebumps. Russia retreating. Russia's having to retreat backwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is, I got a million goosebumps right now, which is going to make they're military happy, right? Because these people don't want to fight. The average person in the Russian military doesn't want this either. They're more than happy to retreat. Also, his admirals and stuff who aren't part of this, right? We know they're not all on board with him.
Right.
It's also going to make everyone overseas happy that this drama pulls back. It's reverting. It's pulling back. Again, the reversal of the present, the truck's pulling back, going back.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I think this also kind of gives them an out to stop the invasion. Somehow, like the not Putin, but
the generals or the army or something.
Yeah, they'll say it's not worth it. Why are we doing this? We're losing money. It's kind of an out. Like, okay, we'll stop where we are.
Right.
We've made our point.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting chills from that too, but I think it's just because I'm so dang cold in my room. It's really cold in here.
Like I said to him
I
before,
am whining.
Yeah, just come to Canada. Could you live in Canada with the cold?
I probably could if I had the right clothes on. So hey, can we look into that just a little bit more? Can we ask, because you said something that it's not Putin, but it's the generals who have been, the military. Can we just look at what the military, not Putin, who's controlling things, what the military is, what they are feeling about this?
Yep. Russian military.
The future. What do you feel?
They want out.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, now I'm getting chills, and it's still cold in the room, but
I got him again.
Go ahead. Let me see what you got.
They don't want to keep sending people over. They don't want to keep sending these men over to fight. They know the families in Russia don't want their sons going over to fight. They know this. How are they going to get elected again if they're up for election or that kind of thing? I don't know how they win their posts. If everyone is against them,
stolen,
right? Then they're also worried about repercussions for themselves being involved in this. If this does go to a world trial or something, right? Are they going to be found guilty of something that maybe that they didn't even want to be part of? And like I said, they just want out of there. They want out of there. They want out of the Ukraine. They want out of this situation. They're not on board. So I'm sensing what they should be feeling, what a human should be feeling in this situation.
Right. I pulled 3 cards. They are trying to formulate their ideas. And it's what you were talking about right there. What are we doing? Are we going to be, as you said, are we going to be tried as war criminals? Are we, how are we winning? What you said about them sending their family and their families over there, they're all one big family, Ukraine and Russia, kind of, right? I mean, kind of. I got the love card and I'm like, yeah, it's like they're brothers and sisters. We're sending over to fight brothers and sisters. It's like, no. And the final card I got, peace.
Oh, yes.
That's what the Russian leaders, the military is thinking. And it
Let's
goes
make
back to
peace and get out of this.
how do we
Yeah.
do this?
How do we
How do
do
we
it?
form that idea? Wow. Wow. Now we
Wow.
just have to worry about cray cray man in
Well,
charge. So
I think that might
And-
take care of itself if they keep feeling this way.
ooh, yeah. Yep. I think you may be right. All right.
And it's amazing. We can sense they don't want this. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a couple that are war crazy, but on average, they don't want to see, and they probably have relatives in Ukraine.
Right.
They may have grown up in an area of the Ukraine.
Right.
And
right.
now they're going to bomb it.
Yeah.
That won't feel right.
Well, it's not feeling right to them.
No, it doesn't.
I'm getting, yeah. Ooh, that gave me chills because it's freezing in here. Okay. Enough of that joke. Enough of it. All right. All right. Let's see what else. Let's look at, because you're Canadian, let's look at, and this is a hard question to formalize. Pope Francis has apologized to the Canadian Indigenous delegation for the Catholic Church role in the country's residential school system. And that is all about trying to deny indigenous cultures their heritage, their right to exist, and the abuse that the Catholic Church had on the indigenous population, not
And
just
their
in
children.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just not in Canada because maybe there was a border at that time, but it happened throughout all of indigenous lands in the Americas, if not in other places too. So it's such a long time in coming for this apology. And Pope Francis said that he would even travel to Canada in the summer. He making plans to apologize in person. But my question, I think, is this going to is this going to heal the indigenous people, or is it just kind of lip service? Is it going to actually help? How do I phrase that?
Well, first of all, it's atrocities that we can't even imagine, and how many First Nations people were murdered, or their children being forced. They weren't even allowed to sing their own songs or anything. So now when you hear the music is like breathing, they weren't allowed to keep their own language.
Or dance, or do their sacred dances.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you erase something like that is just beyond my understanding. Just awful atrocities. I think the fact that he's acknowledging it is a good step.
Of course.
It's not, I don't think it's going to heal everything, but to acknowledge and take ownership that yes, it happened, and it happened under the Catholic Church, is probably a very good step. Validating what they've said, right? Not denying it, not saying nothing, you know what I mean? Validating.
Right. And so often we hear of the Catholic Church in their abuse of of young boys and altar boys, because I mean, I grew up in the Catholic Church. I was an altar boy. My parents were really strict Catholic. That could have been me. That easy. I probably know some people. However, they denied that, and to this day, there are still archdiocese churches, community churches that are still denying that it happened. So it's like, so let's just see. Let's just pull some cards on if this, what we could learn from this, what should be learned.
Yeah.
Or if you have a question, I'm gonna pull 3 cards just to see.
Yeah. So I was on the board of directors of a nonprofit, and one of the things we did, one of the events we had was one on First Nations, and we had a ton of First Nations people come in. Even ones from Australia came in, New Zealand, to talk. And it was just gut wrenching to hear everything. But what struck me the hardest was, one of the hardest was that what they asked of us, the white people in the audience, was to go home and tell our family and our communities what we had heard today at that thing. And I just thought, what a powerful statement, that you just want, the only thing you are asking is that we go home and talk about what we learned today. So just, right? Isn't that just so incredible? And just validating who they were in their history and letting others know about it, to teach about it. So in some ways, I feel like, I guess his acknowledgement, the Pope's acknowledgement, will help, because it's acknowledging. I don't say it's going to solve it.
No.
But acknowledging it, finally admitting to these people went under something so horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I
the
think
fact that they said to us to go home and tell our, I don't know if they used the word tribe or community or something like that. And I'm thinking, we don't even live like that. Do you have a tribe? Do you know what I mean? Do you have a community? Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't live as close as they live as a group. We're all very
do now.
And by we, I don't mean everyone, but a lot of North American people don't stay within their tribe or their community. It's kind of, you just go out and you're on your own, or maybe connect with a few people.
Right.
So the
but
power,
we do have that now.
We have
in
it
this
now.
YouTube community, this tribe that we've built up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's, I'm just thinking that, we split away, and now we're going back to the way we're using what the indigenous people had when they were there with their own tribes, and being together in that
spiritual community.
so,
yes, because they were very spiritual and in tune, or they are.
Right.
And a lot of us didn't grow up that way, or
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
So with that conversation, is the Pope's acknowledgement going to help anything? And I got the Shaolin Master, and it was him being strong, him being graceful, him doing the right thing. is what I'm getting. It's also, I got spring, a new start, it's something new. It's not going to fix anything. It's a little teeny sprout, but it is through conversations like this, it's going to ignite the passion. And it may be, I don't know if I should pull more on this passion. Is it going to, I'm hoping it's going to help heal versus have a destructive passion. I'm not going to pull it because I just think that this should be a more positive step. I mean, are there reparations that we should be making? Yes, I'm sure. But just talking about it and letting people know that we can't stop shutting cultures out. We need to embrace them for what they have. We may not like the way a certain culture does something, but it's still valuable. Just because we're uncomfortable with it, maybe we should settle into it and see what it's all about versus taking a negative stance right away.
And
that it's new and different.
Why is there judgment, right? Why aren't we all living in harmony, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So him moving forward, taking charge with authority and admitting that is a big step from a high voice in the Catholic Church. You can't get any higher, right? Well, other than God.
Right.
So it means something that someone on that level. So it wasn't someone lower, a cardinal or someone, lower down the chain.
Yeah.
It was the big guy. The big guy acknowledged it. Then we have the oracle, wait for important information. So I think there's more to come of this, right? There's going to be maybe more discussions, more information. And then we have animal guardian, trust your instincts. And what I see there is just it's not loving, like harmony.
Yeah.
The little fawn here, maybe it's a new day, a chance to heal.
Right.
His words don't heal it at all, but it does make a big step forward. Why aren't they teaching this in schools, right? What really happened?
CRT. Critical race theory.
Oh.
Critical race theory. That's what they're talking about down here. You can't talk about critical race theory. You can't talk about the history of what we did that wasn't good because I know. So it doesn't happen again.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah.
And I'd even say, why aren't we, all of us, asking First Nations communities to help us get back to where we're supposed to be?
Oh, I think I know that answer, because we have given treaty after treaty after treaty and taken it back. So they don't trust us. They don't trust us to tell the right story. I mean, I wouldn't. And I'm not trying to speak for them. But if it were me, I would not trust me to tell the right story.
Right, because if they tell us, we might destroy it or ruin it or do something even stupider than we've already done.
Right. Take it and abuse it. Take the knowledge that they have and abuse it. I get that a lot with my my path, my studies on shamanism. It's, there's indigenous tribes out here that don't want to share that information for a number of reasons that I don't know, but I get the sense that it's because I won't know how to respect it enough.
Right. Yeah.
I won't treat it with the way that it should be treated. I'll abuse it. I'll manipulate it, and I get all that. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but we as a, I think we as a species must come together to let that fear go. And there's a lot we need to let go as far as the species. Speaking of species,
That was pretty deep. We were in pretty deep there. That was it's a big subject and a beautiful people.
yeah, yeah. You know, world news is never, it doesn't seem to be light and fluffy ever, ever. But let's look at, uh-oh, where'd my questions go? Oh, hang on.
And yes, I apologize for drinking out of a bottled water, but it is sourced locally and this bottle is recyclable. I cannot drink the water out of my tap here. It makes me sick. It's so full of bleach.
Bleach? Why are you putting bleach in your water?
You can smell it out of the, is that tap water?
No, it's gin.
Ah, yes.
No olives. See, if you put olives in your gin while you're drinking on YouTube, people will call you out right away.
Right. This
now
way, nobody
they don't know. Nobody know. Did I hit record?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Talking about the human species evolving. Okay, we talked about the DNA, the new discovery of DNA strands. So just to recap, they started looking at this 20 years ago. It included most of the regions of the code for proteins, but left out about 200 million bases. And I think that's the rungs made up on the ladder of the famous helix DNA structure. Now they have completed the first full and seamless catalog of the instructions for humans. I don't know what that means, but it sounded important for me to say.
Isn't that a very interesting choice of words? Instructions for humans. Interesting choice of words. Okay.
Yeah, right. So until now, about 8% of the human genome instruction code was missing. Okay, so here we go. Hang with me. I'm almost to a question here.
Hanging.
Now, so there's roughly 30 billion letters for human DNA. So they figure there are 10 million bases missing. What is that missing DNA going to show us? What instructions are we going to get from that missing DNA? What instructions? I like the way that you phrase that the instructions for the human genome.
Doesn't that just say it's for itself right there? Wasn't that interesting?
Yeah. What instructions?
I don't like that word,
getting?
but it may, I can figure out why it's been used.
Yeah.
Maybe the last 10 million don't have instructions.
Maybe not. What is the last 10 million letters of human DNA going to show us? What are the last 10 million letters? And there was something that was sent to me that was said that out of all the sequences in DNA, out of all those billions and billions of different ways we can set up our DNA. There's only a small fraction of those people on the planet. We should be thankful we're part of that small fraction on this planet.
What?
I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me have some more. It's just saying that we should be grateful that we're on the planet as human beings.
Yeah.
All right. What is this missing DNA going to show us? What's this? Tell us about ourselves. What is this? What is the missing DNA going to tell us about ourselves?
This is confusing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I got a story. I'm sticking to it.
Did you
What'd
use
you
your
get?
pendulum?
No.
I did. I just
I
did it
used
over
my
What
I
did you
used my cheat sheet. I got a lot of color cards.
Oh, that's good. That's good. For this, that makes sense. Wow. Okay. This is a. Whew. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Either way, ask the pendulum. Who should go first?
Should Danny go first on this one? Should I go first? It's you.
Okay, here we go. What's the missing DNA going to show us? Here is the journey that is, it should be right side up, right? But so the journey of the human evolution, and it is, I got the coward card upside down that's challenging this. So it's almost like we're really kind of, are we afraid or are we not afraid to look at this? Are we, is the way that we're going about this not right? Are we being strong by looking at this? What it's going to show us is that our balance is upside down. In the past, we had a blank slate, okay, but the top of the reading, something is going to be let out of the cage in this DNA. And it's going to tell us that our ideas on karma are not correct. So, oh, we did something wrong. Now we're going to have to go back and fix it in a future life. Maybe that's not what karma is. Oh, you did something, karma is going to get you. Maybe that's not the way to look at it. And then as I go on into the future, internal influences, what this is going to teach us. I got the green card, which is all about, it's about healing ourselves and making us whole. External influences, it's about Mother Earth. It's about taking care of Mother Earth. Our hopes and fears. Alien DNA. There's
Bingo!
alien
Bingo!
DNA. And what is the final outcome of this? How do we feel about it? This is our root chakra. Is tied.
Sacral chakra. Sacral
Isn't that the root?
chakra.
Isn't that the root chakra?
Sacral chakra is the orange one. How you feel?
Oh,
I think.
I knew that. Maybe. Anyway,
we feel about
how do we feel about being alien DNA?
bingo. Bingo. So I think, and I felt it as soon as you said it, that last 10 million strands, it's about this. It's about,
I knew that too.
Yeah, like as soon as you said it, I felt it. About our higher selves, about the universe, about how we were made, whatever it is, this mystery last ingredient. Ooh, I got goosebumps. So I know no one will like what I'm about to say, but I don't think that there was evolution. I think we were created.
Wait a minute. No, don't say things that are going to get me thumbs down on my channel.
Sorry. For entertainment purposes only. We were brought into being. We are innocent in that sense. We were created. We're still innocent to that knowledge. Well, some of us are and some of us aren't. But now we're going to get to the point where we unwrap the gift, or either way you want to look at this bow tie coming together. It's all these last 10 million strands are going to just bind it all together. It's the story we've been waiting for. We shouldn't act indifferent about this. This is a gift we're being able to see. We got generosity. And this is the movement. This is us moving forward, angel of guidance. This is going to help guide us forward. So don't be afraid of the information. And don't take it for granted, and don't be indifferent about it. This is big stuff for us to learn.
Mm-hmm. And don't give me a thumbs down on my channel just because of what Andrea said.
I know. But we were created with what we understand as alien or extraterrestrial DNA. If you don't like that story, I'm sorry, but that's what I see. That's my opinion. That's my information I have.
Well, and what's this card say?
And that's what that card says.
That's what that card says. So, and there is, I do think that there is evolution to a certain
Agreed.
part.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Humans as we are today.
Right.
Have an extra mix of something. I think they mixed Neanderthals or cavemans, whatever you want to call it, primitive man, with their DNA, and we were created.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah, I don't know how, I'm not the scientist here, but it's something like that.
I wish Herschel Walker could come on and he could explain evolution. I just went down the rabbit hole, didn't I? That was awful. That was awful. We're not talking US politics. We're talking world news and alien news. Now, obviously, we're talking alien news.
I just got goosebumps.
So
I think that missing DNA, that last bit, is really going to be telling us and helping guide us understand who we are, how we got here, who we were.
And is there some of that there is some of that they know now, but the last little bit, I think, is going to be like, whoa.
Big stuff, yeah.
Whoa. All right.
And I am here for that information. I am here. I am ready to hear it.
So you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid here too,
Yeah.
by the way.
It tastes
I'm
delicious.
ready.
I was just looking
It
at your
is.
bracelets. Your bracelets are very nice.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is that a big
Yeah.
stone in the, yeah, that one.
That big
Yeah.
stone.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Is that a agate or something, or jade, or?
Oh, don't ask me.
All
Don't.
right.
I can't tell you. I'll you know,
No, I get it.
it's top secret.
Top secret. Danny stuff.
Yeah. All right. So the only thing I think we're kind of done. We can read on Biden announced this week that he was going to release oil, 1 million barrels a day for 6 months. And this is a US thing, but it's like, let me see if I can wrap my head around this. You pump oil out of the ground and then you stick it back in the ground. Why don't you just leave it there? I know. For
Right?
a rainy day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how
Well,
to
if
even
all
form
resources
this.
were going all over the world, if we all lived in harmony, you wouldn't have to keep it in back storage, because when you need it, you would just ask, and someone who had whatever you needed would give it to you.
Ask the sun. Hey, can I get a little more energy, please? And wind, except, it causes cancer. Wind energy. Did you know that? Yeah. Kills birds. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and that's for entertainment purposes only. That was an April Fool's thing. It just feels to me that we are at the end of our oil use with Russia, saying we're stopping the oil. All these countries are realizing, we can't depend on oil because it can be cut off so quick.
Yeah, the future is not oil.
So how do we phrase that question? Can we phrase that question? Timing wise, we could ask a pendulum, but
what about, do we find other ways before we run out of oil? Do we find other? Because you don't want to wait till you've run out to find a solution.
I don't think we're going to run out. I think they'll find more oil, but
at some point it would run out. It's not a renewable resource, right? It's a kind of one time only, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if dinosaurs were, if when dinosaurs died, supposedly when they got crushed and pressurized and all that stuff, they created oil, right? That's what some people say. So if you're playing with a little plastic dinosaur, is oil playing with oil?
That's like full circle.
It's
whoa,
like fully stupid. Why do
Danny's
I
running
even
deep
say
today.
that? All right. Are we going to, let's just ask, are we going to see the end of oil dependence in our lifetime?
What if we both live like forever?
Human lifetime.
Let's say by the year.
Just pull a number.
2,233. 2233. The year 2233. I don't know why, I'm just saying.
Do I even care?
I'm just asking, are we? Okay, fine, forget it. That's pretty far.
2,233.
233.
Okay, are we going to have another source of clean energy besides oil?
On Earth.
On Earth.
Oh, I got a celebration card. Like the 4th of July. So does that mean no more oil? So we found another way?
Maybe. I mean, I got that there was going to be some new information coming out to protect probably the earth. And then I got the chicken upside down. I'm like, so what? You got to be strong and there's going to be some kind of magic happening. So, yeah, but okay, maybe. It wasn't like a definite yes, was it? For you?
No. So let's not go to 2233.
Well, let's see if we are going to be back on Earth in 2233 as a life form. You and I, are we going to be back on Earth? Or are we going to say, you know what? I'm staying where I am in spirit land.
See, but I might know some other stuff. So I'm not, you see what you get.
I might know some other stuff. Am I going to be back on Earth? Andrea's not playing with me. Am I going to be back on Earth reading tarot all by myself on world news in 2233? 2233? 2233. It's going to be like just now. Am I going to be reading tarot all by myself?
It's really only 200 years away.
I know. I know. Trust the future. It's going to be fast. I don't know what that means. Am I going to be around? Yeah, but yeah, well, it would be fast for me to.
Maybe you're going to be
back.
living on another planet. See, maybe that's some of the information I might know.
That yes, and my turnaround for the future is going to be fast. So I am going to go up, say hi to, people I know, people I love, ancestors, angels, guides, ascended masters. And then I'm going to come right back down and I'm bringing you with me so that you can read tarot with me on world news. I'm not reading by myself.
Look, I just asked, are we going to be hanging out on the same planet in 2233? Yes.
All right. Same planet.
Can't wait.
Is it
I
Earth?
can't wait.
Is it Earth? All right. I think that's it for world news. Do you want to pull a card for everybody who's stuck with us for this long?
Yes, and more yes.
Let's see. Thank you all for hanging with us on this beautiful Saturday. All right. So as we leave, card I got is stand your ground.
Nice.
Wow. So know that your base is rich and what you think is what you think and what you stand for are super important. Sometimes the surface is a little too black and white, but what we stand for is rich.
Nice. Unleash your creativity. Unleash your creativity. That's the one of I think being creative is one of the fastest ways to connect to source, etc. Just tapping into it, being free, create something and do what you love. Anyways, unleash your creativity, everyone.
Yay, yay, yay. All right.
That's me. And then there's Danny the robot. You see the robot?
What did I do to you today? Wow.
I made you.
Robot.
Look, I made you a robot. This is 2,233. There's me coming back, and then I bring you with as a robot.
Why couldn't I be like
well, maybe that's
an
you.
animal?
That's you, and then I'm the robot.
All I'm hearing in my head is danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
No.
All right.
Look how happy you are. It's wonderful.
Oh, I'm a happy robot. Okay, that makes it all better. I'm programmed. Maybe we're all programmed to be happy.
But that word human instructions for humans, whatever you say, it sounds like programming. It sounds like they're going to be this way. Right? But then you add
right
that
now
extra,
we're programmed to
yes,
beat each other up.
But because we haven't tapped into that last 10 million, which helps us understand more than just the human shell. But
all right.
Yeah. For another show.
For another show. All right. Thank you, everybody.